Hey guys, welcome back to another vintage story building tutorial. So this person here, they were asking about roofing, and they were saying that they don't like the way that, roofing, how difficult it can be to make stuff, and, making these big triangular ones can be quite, it's a little bit boring sometimes, and you feel like you could do one of those more fancy ones that kind of curves upwards. In fact, like something a bit more like this, for example. People would love to know this, I suppose. And I was thinking about this the other day, and I realized something. These kinds of roofs aren't triangles, they're actually circles. Yeah, it's a little bit weird, but I'll show you what I mean in a second. So over here, I've got two sides. You can see there's a very big circle, very small circle, and I'll show you those now. And then these are just the two different triangles, exactly the same size. And these are just some roofing blocks. This is a creative block, so you can't get this in survival, I believe. And then, there's the different shingles that you can use for roofing. And you can use any other rock or any other block for roofing. It doesn't actually matter. So let's have a look here. So first off, we have a circle. You can see it's a pretty normal circle. There's 5 on the bottom, 2 followed by a 1 block. The reason that I haven't broken this corner is because everything would fall. So it's 5 across, then it's 2, then it's a 1, then it's a 2 up, and a 5 across, and all the way around like that, right? So what I did is I just took one or two sides of this. I took this here up to there, so like a quarter of the circle. I took this out, and then I put it over here. Alright, so that's over there, and then I took another one and flipped it. So now that goes all the way down there. So you can see that I continued this all the way around, this would just be this circle stuck here, touching another circle stuck over here, right? So you can see there, that corresponds to that over there. This one, obviously this looks a little bit, I put these maybe too close to each other, but you can see this sticks up there and that goes across, and that would be a little bit of a strange roof if you just continued this, because it would just be flat there. So here I've just chopped away a little bit of that, and you can see it's a little bit, just a little bit better there. Another thing is, if you want, you can make more barn-like roofs or rounded roofs, and then those are just the top half of a circle like this. The thing is, like, this is obviously a circle, so the bigger you make this, it's gonna have the same kind of angle slope. But it's not going to have the same, like, a different incline. It's not actually going to be steeper or less, or not steep, not as steep, which is why you got to make, and I'll come this side, you've got to make ovals. So if I go here, you can see there's the circle, and there is my oval that looks a little bit like a head now that I'm looking at it. But if you make an oval, then the slope is less gradual and it goes up quicker, right? So the more of a slope it is, the better. And the way that you do that is you just kind of add an extra extension on each side that's a little bit longer. So this is actually like the width is exactly the same as the circle. It's just that the height is different because I added a 3 here, so because it goes 2 1 2 5, but I made it go 2 1 2 3 5 3 2 1 2 5. So that way it has a little bit more, it stretches out a bit, and you can see like the slope from this is quite a bit nicer than the one from the one at the back there, at least in my opinion. They both work. It just depends on what build you're making, right? And then it's the same for this one over there, where I've just taken it and I've made it a little bit less sticky. If you can get the hang of this, so you just understand that roofs are actually circles. Like, obviously, it's not a perfectly round circle, but it's made out of pieces of circles that you've stuck together. And once you get that in your head, it's a lot easier to make roofing. You can see this one over here slopes up nicely. It looks pretty good from different angles, right? This is a pretty nice looking roof, and I've put the andesite rock in there because it contrasts very nicely here. And this one actually looks a little bit different. It's the same roof, but it looks a bit different. And that's because if you look over here, this one has just 1 on the edge, and this one has 1, 2. And this one here also only has 1, but this one has 1, 2, 3. So what I did, because this was looking a little bit weird, I just went here and I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I just knocked all of that away, and then I knocked all of this over here away, and that gave it a little bit more of a gradual curve that wasn't so like zoop out, just for this roof, because it didn't look quite right on the building itself with that much of a curve. And then I also took off just the top layer. this isn't the best building I've ever done. It's just a basic box that I stuck a roof on. And if you can imagine, like, if this was just like a straight triangle roof, it wouldn't have the same effect. It just wouldn't feel quite the same whatsoever. It can be difficult to make a circle that goes like upright. Then try one on the ground just to get dimensions and see what the shape you want is. So now you can kind of see this is the angle it's gonna have, and I'll just knock that out over there, maybe have another that there, right? You can kind of see the angle that this roof is gonna have now. So if I just copy this on the other side, and you can see that's what this roof's angle is gonna look like. And now you can see kind of the shape your roof's gonna end up having. I know that it's a bit wintry and cold up here, but you can see like there, that's the shape that your roof will have. If you need help with housing ideas, I do have a video on that. Those houses are actually all over there, but I'm not going to show you those quite yet because you have to go watch the video to see them. If you need help with chiseling, I've got a video for that as well. Alrighty guys, see you in the next video.